Hey there, hope you're doing fantastic and you're all doing well. I want to share a story. Before I get into the story, I want us to be able to have a bit of a think. How's life going at the moment? How's business? How are things taking place? Being honest with yourself. Because when we can do that, this story might actually be really quite powerful for you. Everyone's on their own journey. Everyone's doing their own thing. And I want you to just take something from it. So what can an elephant, a boy, and a rope really tell us? Well, let me share this. What can we really learn from an elephant, a boy, and some rope? Just maybe it's easy to just get stuck with what we feel is the status quo, to do what we feel is the norm, and to never try to push the boundaries. See, a boy was walking through an elephant camp, and he spotted that the elephants weren't being kept in cages or held by chains. They were just there. The only thing holding them back from escaping from the camp was this small piece of rope. The rope was tied along their legs, but that was it. These massive elephants held by a single piece of rope. As the boy continued to look, he was confused. He thought, why don't the elephants just break free? They're so powerful compared to this little piece of rope sitting, holding them, stopping them from being free and wild. So curious, he wanted to know the answer. So he went up to a trainer and he said, why are the elephants just standing there? Why don't they just break free from the rope? Why don't they ever try to escape? And the trainer replied, well, when they were much smaller elephants, when they were young, we used to use that same size rope to tie them. And at that age, it would hold them. They weren't big enough. They weren't strong enough. That rope was sufficient. And as they grew up, they were conditioned to believe they cannot break away, that the rope would still hold them. So they never try to break free because they were used to that size rope when they were baby elephants. See, the only reason the elephants weren't breaking free and escaping from the camp was that over time, they adapted the belief that it just wasn't possible. Isn't it funny? An elephant, you, me, we do exactly the same thing. We get told every day things that we can't do, things that will never work, things that we're not supposed to achieve. In essence, we lose the lion in us, the killer instinct, the self-belief, the confidence to roar. See, that's what we have when we're babies. When we're babies, we don't give a hoot about anyone else. If we're hungry, we cry. If we're cold, we cry. If we're wet, we cry. If we're hot, we cry. We demand instantly something to be changed. See, we know no different when we're babies. And then when we hit 2 and 3s and we call it the terrible 2s, and all of a sudden we start to be conditioned. Well, you're not supposed to cry like that, or you're not supposed to have a tantrum. You're not supposed to shout out. You're not supposed to. And then throughout school, we get told again to conform. And it continues to knock the lion out of us, the killer instinct out of us. It shapes the beliefs. It shapes how we feel that we're supposed to be, how we fit into the status quo, how we fit into the norm. You see, to be able to change that, you need to be around people who have different ways of thinking. Mentors, coaches, mastermind groups, those sorts of things change your thinking. Ensure that you change your beliefs. Ensure that you're reconditioned. But most importantly, ensure that you can bring back your roar. So, what does an elephant, a boy, and a rope really tell us today? Well, what are you doing right now? Are you roaring? Are you simply conforming? Are you simply just going about your day? status quo, fitting in the box, being the norm? Do you have more in you? Do you want to inspire more? Do you want to create more impact? Do you want to be doing more than what you're doing right now? What are the beliefs holding you back? Because honestly, people in business go, oh, I need to know more tactics, or I need to know more strategies, or I need to. It's nothing to do with that. And for someone who had the rope around their leg for so long, and if I look back on the last 12 months and just removing the rope and going, go find the lion, go find the killer instinct, go find the raw, go back to really what matters. And you know what really matters? It's not how do I do Facebook ads, or how do I do SEO, or what networking events, or how do I get referrals, or how. That doesn't really matter. That doesn't find your raw. That doesn't find your killer instinct. That doesn't remove the rope. What does that is you doing something that you didn't think that you could do. You reconditioning and get back to when you were a baby, when you didn't care one bit about anybody else. You didn't care about what your family thought, what your children thought, what your parents thought, what friends or family thought. They're not living your life. Only person that matters, the only person that can find their raw is you. And you need to get the rope off your leg. I think the elephant shares a whole bunch. I'm going to put, after the recording, the text version of the story with the elephant. Love to know what resonates with you, with the elephant, the boy, and the rope, and how you can go back. Find what inspires you. Find why you went into business to start with, the impact you want to create, what you actually want to do. Because when you do that and you get around the right sorts of people, that's when business becomes fun, easy, and more remarkable. It's got nothing to do with needing to know a tactic or a strategy. And that's why maybe in your business too, don't focus on those things. Focus on actually the end thing that you give people. So if you go, great, well, I'm an accountant, so I help people with this. Yeah, that's great. That's not inspirational. What do you actually do by getting them that result? What's the inspiration it gives them? Start talking about that more and more and see the difference of how people resonate with you. We talk all the time. People will buy from people they resonate, respect, and are inspired by. So start doing that more. Start thinking about how what you talk about, what you do, how you show up, how you're being allows people to resonate with you, respect you, and be inspired by you. Right, guys, I know it's start over here on Friday. Have an amazing finish to your week. Northern Hemisphere guys, I know it's late there on a Thursday. You guys have a cracking Friday, and look forward to catching up with you real soon. Take care all. Speak to you soon.